James Gunn defends casual viewers, saying they easily accept multiple Batmans, and also teases a balanced take on DCU's Dark Knight. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more. James Gunn isn't only shutting down confusions and myths, but also dropping some intriguing details about Batman. While talking to Tom Segura on the Two Bears, One Cave podcast, Gunn revealed what he enjoys seeing in Gotham's protector. "I like the detective Batman, but I also really like the fighter Batman. That's just the brute that's fighting." If Gunn sticks to his preference while crafting DCU's Batman, we might get a truly balanced version of Bruce Wayne and his vigilante alter ego. He also pushed back on nitpicky debates about the costume, emphasizing that story and character are always of the utmost importance. When it comes to debates about multiple variants of Batman existing, potential crossovers, and more, James Gunn isn't having it anymore. The DC Studios co-head made it clear in his recent appearance on Brandon Davis's The Morning After Pod that the casual audience isn't confused at all, and it's the hardcore fans who overcomplicate things. You know, one of the weirdest things for me is that big fans are often like, "Well, listen, I understand this, but normies will never understand this. Casuals will never understand this." But the truth is, guys, that you're the ones that don't understand. The casuals always understand. This comes at a time when DC is gearing up for a bold new era where Matt Reeves' The Batman saga will continue as a separate Elseworld story, while Gunn will introduce his version of the Dark Knight in DCU's upcoming The Brave and the Bold. Now, let's look at what else Gunn has said about the Caped Crusader, and why his statement on casual viewers is right. James Gunn defends casual viewers, saying they easily accept multiple Batmans, and also teases a balanced take on DCU's Dark Knight. If casual viewers see Robert Pattinson's Batman in one film and some other actor in The Brave and the Bold, they just accept that these are two separate films with different stories. But hardcore fans love to imagine that the general audience won't get multiple versions of the same hero. Should Batman have white eyes? That's a big subject of conversation. It's like, guys, that's really what matters? What matters is the character, the story, and I think we have a really good story now for what's happening with Batman. With David Corenswet's Superman, we had a more hopeful take on the Man of Steel. And according to what Gunn has said so far about Batman, it seems like The Brave and the Bold will be equally refreshing. So, what are your views on two iterations of Batman existing at once? Is it not a cause for concern, or are fans right to be worried? But counterintuitively, it's the obsessed followers who can't stop talking about continuity, crossovers, and whatnot. The takeaway: casual moviegoers are way more adaptable than gatekeepers give them credit for. Peacemaker's escape to Earth X unravels into a chilling Nazi-run nightmare, proving James Gunn hides his darkest twists in plain sight. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more. As it turns out, the perfect world, as Gunn likes to call it, Earth X, that John Cena's Chris had moved to was being run by Nazis. The revelation comes to Chris and Amelia, Jennifer Holland, at Alt-ARG US, where they realize the American flags decorating the desks did not have the usual stars, but swastika symbols instead. Unfortunately, Leota, Danielle Brooks, doesn't realize it until she's out on a walk by herself, where people stare at her in disgust. Just then, Keith, David Denman, spots her and stops driving, shouting out, "One got out! A black!" causing the mob to chase after her. Talking about the twist, Gunn told Variety that he had private test screenings done of Season 2 to see if people would notice Earth X's lack of colored population. He said, "No one noticed at all." And that was people of color, too, by the way. It wasn't just, the whites. The 6th episode of Peacemaker Season 2 has it all. A cameo from a Superman villain, an alternate universe, and a Nazi reveal that left viewers with their jaws hanging. Leave it to James Gunn to shock his audience with unpredictable twists and turns. In Episode 5, Chris packs up his things and permanently moves to an alternate world, abandoning his own. While things seem off from the get-go, Episode 6 proves that the inkling some viewers may have had was not for no reason, which is why he probably didn't realize that Earth X was white-populated despite the signs being clear as day. Meanwhile, Amelia knew something was wrong right from the get-go. The hardest kind of secrets to find are the ones that are hidden in plain sight, and that's exactly what Gunn did in Peacemaker Season 2. He added that Cena's character didn't realize something was off due to his tendency to judge moments based on how he's being treated. While some, like Cena's Chris, may not have realized the reality of Earth X, there were a few who noticed the absurdity of the alternate universe. Talking to EW, Gunn recalled how Episode 6 left the people around him in a state of shock. He remembers getting bombarded with messages stating, "And this morning when I read the messages about the show, there were a lot of people that were like, 'Holy God, oh my God, what the F***CK?' However, it is easier to realize something as off for those discussing the show online. Talking about how some fans predicted the unpredictable, Gunn said, "But everybody that discusses the show online already knew because either they clocked it or someone else clocked it. Because the minute you see what Peacemaker is looking at in the alternate dimension with all white background actors, and then what happens in our dimension with a very multicultural background, immediately you've got to go, what's going on here? Is this Earth X?" If you know the comics, the episode ended on a cliffhanger, and it remains to be seen what Peacemaker does next, as well as what happens to Leota. The next episode, like a Keith in the Night, will be out on October 2nd. What were your thoughts on the shocking twist in ignorance is Chris that was hiding in plain sight? Let us know in the comments section below. While the EA buyout is still unconfirmed, the change at the top can be a double-edged sword. On the bright side, going private could give EA the freedom to rethink some of its most hated practices. Yes, we mean microtransactions. Gamers have long looked at EA games and knew they would be filled to the brim with microtransactions. You can pay your way to victory in nearly every title. So, maybe new owners might dial back the aggressive monetization, fingers crossed, and focus on fairer gameplay. But it's not always sunshine. Private equity firms like Silver Lake are famously profit-driven, and Saudi PIF's growing influence raises questions about corporate priorities and their cultural influences. Electronic Arts, EA, has been the powerhouse behind Madden NFL, EA Sports FC, and college football. But reportedly, via Wall Street Journal, it seems the company is on the brink of a staggering $50 billion buyout. Investors include Silver Lake, Saudi Arabia's PIF, and Jared Kushner's affinity partners. If this buyout actually materializes, it would be the largest leveraged buyout in history. Gamers everywhere are buzzing, not just about the sheer scale of the deal, but what it could mean for microtransactions, game quality, and the future of their favorite franchises. EA's reported buyout isn't just a big deal for gamers. As one of the biggest and most popular players in the gaming world, its move to go private has the potential to send ripples across the entire industry. Another thing to note in this buyout is the involvement of Saudi PIF, which already owns 10% of EA. It also holds stakes in Nintendo, Activision Blizzard, Capcom, Nexon, Take-Two, and SNK, and funds major esports events.